Welcome back. We are ready to tie another fly. Today we're going to use a bully. We're going to make a bully spider. We're going to use yellow chenille. We're going to use a number 12 hook, which we'll get to in just a second. We're going to use some brown bully spider legs, a little bit of lead wire, and then we're going to use a black thread. First thing we want to do is we want to crush the barb of the hook a little bit so that when we go for a hook set on a fish, it sets pretty quickly. In addition to that, once we do that, it'll also come out easier when we let the fish go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go with a bead-headed one this time. And so there's the bead. We've thread that on the hook right like that, and we're going to try to make it a little more stronger as far as the construction is concerned. And so we're going to be using a little bit of extra head cement when we do this so that we can have a fly that is going to last a lot longer and can take a whole bunch of bites, at least until the rubber legs get worn off, and then, you know, from there, then you can decide if you want to put another one on. These do not take very long to tie, and they do not, and they last a long time as well. So most people, when they make a bully spider, they tie most of the lead towards the back of the hook so that it falls back first. I sort of pull mine like a bully bugger, so I'm going to bring it all the way up just so that it just falls head first into the water, because I pull most of them anyway instead of fishing them on the drop. That's just me. So what we're going to do is we got that. We got it weighted pretty good. We got a bead head on there. We got some lead. And so we're going to go ahead and wrap that up real quick. And this is going to look pretty awesome when we're done. I've gotten pretty good at putting these together. But what we're going to do as soon as we get this section done is we're going to go ahead and put a little head cement on there to make the construction a little bit stronger. And so you'll see that come into the camera angle in just a second. There's just a little extra glue to give us a little extra. But we probably won't put any glue on the head once we've done it, because it'll be really thick and it won't really be necessary. So there you have the lead, you have the bead, and then you have the hook with the barb crimped, all ready to go. Next thing we're going to do, we need to make sure that we have plenty of room to build this head. So this body's going to be kind of small. And let's go ahead and tie in our yellow piece of chenille real quick with a couple of wraps. And there we have it. It's okay if it's a little bulky. I kind of like it bulky because it gives it a little more of a body to it. So there is our chenille. It's tied in there pretty good. The next thing we're going to do is we're just going to wrap it in before we put the legs on. So we kind of wrap it from the bend of the hook back to the front of the fly. And then as soon as we get there, then we're going to tie that off and make sure we have plenty of room to make the head of the fly, which will include the legs. The legs are a little tricky. Sometimes the legs don't end up the way you like them. Some people like to have them exactly a particular way. I'm not too picky about it. I find that as long as they are buggy looking enough, and frankly I like my legs on my flies a little bit longer. I want to take a look at that. This can come down just a little bit. So as your fly is dropping through the water, these legs really sort of give really, really good action. The bluegill tend to really key off of that. So there's your first two legs that'll be on the right hand side of the fly. And then here are your two legs for the other side of the fly. This is where it gets just a little tricky, and I wish I was a little bit better at it, but sometimes you just gotta do hit and miss and try to get the legs as even as possible. It looks like, because what we're going to do when we're done is we're going to pull those legs forward, and then when we do that we're going to even them up. So now we've got all the legs, and we're just going to add this head to it, including the bead, which you can see the bead still has the eye there. You still got a couple of things. Loosen that up, move that a little bit towards you there, so you can see very, very buggy looking. That's the beauty of this this particular fly, and it's got a really nice head on it too, and it will drop nicely when it goes into the water. So then what we do is we go ahead and put a whip finish on it, and then we'll take a look at it and make sure that everything looks good as far as the whip finish goes. Start that again. Might have to do it an extra time. So take it like that, just like the whip finish, bring it over towards the back as much as possible so that it doesn't slip towards the eye, and then we're done just like that, and snip that right off, and now you have a really nice buggy looking bully spider. And there you have it.